Hello. Forgiveness and the Bible. This video forms part of the Forgiveness playlist and aims to cover some of the relevant sections from within the Bible. So, what does the Bible have to say in relation to forgiveness? The book of Luke, which is contained within the New Testament section of the Bible, has a prayer that's written in it. It's quite a famous prayer, and if you'd like to look it up, find a Bible, go find the book of Luke and chapter 6. Some people refer to it as a Lord's Prayer, some people call it the Our Father, and others refer to it as a prayer that Jesus taught us. It mentions forgiveness, and specifically it contains something along the lines of the following: forgive us the wrong that we say, think and do, just as we forgive others. Or to put it another way, just as we forgive others, forgive us also. So I wonder what you think about that. To me, it implies that Christians are expected to forgive. Elsewhere in the Bible, in the book of Matthew, chapter 18, a man called Peter, who was one of Jesus' followers, one of his disciples, asked him, "How many times shall I forgive one of my family who does me wrong?" And Peter, thinking he was being really generous, said, "How about up to 7 times?" And Jesus replied to him, No, Peter, not 7 times, but 77 times. Wonder what Peter thought about that. And then Jesus went on to tell a story. I'm going to change it a little bit to make it clearer, but it's along these lines. There were 2 people. One was called John and one was called Fred. Now, John owed a lot of money to the government, a big amount of debt. And Fred, well, he owed a little bit of money to John. So, Jesus' story. Something like this. There was John, and the government said, "It's time for you to pay us back the money you owe us." This great debt. He owed them such a large amount, but he couldn't pay it back, and he asked for more time. The government officials had to think about it, and they said, "You know what? We'll cancel the debt. We'll have mercy on you, and don't worry about it." So later that day, John goes out and he meets Fred. If you remember, Fred's the one who owed John just a little bit of money. And John demands the money off him. "You've got to give me the money now." He demanded it off him. And Fred said, "Well, can I have some more time?" And John said no, so he had him put in prison. Now, in those days, you would be put in prison if you owed money for a set amount of time for a set amount of money. So a small amount of money, only a small time in prison. But still, Fred had gone to prison. John had not had any mercy on him. It's like he'd forgotten how generous the government was to him. So when the government found out what John had done to Fred, they were very angry. And they put John in prison. Of course, John had to serve a long time because he had a big debt. And Jesus went on to say, this is kind of what it's like. You're forgiven and you're expected to forgive. And if you don't forgive, then you're not going to be forgiven either. Okay, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Goodbye.